A look at the safety of children online as 5 of the most powerful tech CEOs prepare to give testimony on Capitol Hill later today. So the leaders of Snap, TikTok, X, Meta, and Discord will testify on whether they're doing enough to protect your children who use their platforms. CBS News senior business and tech correspondent, that's Jolene Kent, sat down for an exclusive interview with the senators who are spearheading this effort. Jolene joins us now from the hearing room where the CEOs will be testifying. Jolene, always good to see you. I know a lot of parents are thinking you guys need to do more. Good morning to you.
Gayle, we have talked to some of those parents, and here in the hearing room, journalists are setting up to cover this. And this is where the 5 tech CEOs will sit down and testify under oath before members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It will be Snap CEO Evan Spiegel's first time testifying, and Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, his 8th time. And right behind him will be a group of family members holding photos of their children who they've lost to child online exploitation on their platforms. They are calling on Congress to really regulate these companies this time.
Selena was wonderful. She just was sunshine.
Tammy Rodriguez's 11-year-old daughter Selena died by suicide after what her mom calls an extreme addiction to Snapchat and Instagram that led to sexual exploitation by child predators.
I had no idea what was changing in her, and they knew exactly how to groom her to do what they wanted her to do.
Rodriguez has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Meta and Snap with the support of the Social Media Victims Law Center, alleging the companies designed defective products that caused serious injuries to users.
They need to be held accountable in Congress, and they need to be held accountable to the families who've lost a child at their hands.
If you had a chance to talk to these CEOs, what would you say to them?
I would make them look at her picture before, when she was so beautiful and light, and I would make them look at her last video when she took her pills.
Over a span of 10 years, we went from 440,000 complaints of sexual exploitation of children to 32 million a year.
Democratic Senator Dick Durbin chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee alongside Republican ranking member Senator Lindsey Graham. They've summoned the CEOs of Meta, X, TikTok, Snap, and Discord to testify together and address what the committee calls their failure to protect children online.
Whose responsibility is it to keep kids safe online? Is it the tech companies? Is it the parents? Is it your responsibility?
Listen, the parents are fighting a losing battle, and these companies have the singular responsibility to police this.
Among the committee's top priorities, amend Section 230, a regulation that shields tech companies from being sued by users.
You cannot sue a social media company if you believe your family was wronged. There's no federal agency in charge of the largest businesses in the history of the friggin' world, and there's not one statute on the books protecting the consumer.
Ahead of the hearing, Snap says it'll now support the Kids Online Safety Act, a bipartisan bill that mandates platforms to stop recommending harmful content to kids. And Meta says it now prohibits adults from over 19 from messaging teens who don't follow them on Instagram.
Can you both commit that this hearing is going to actually result in regulation that hits the floor and possibly the president's desk?
Well, make no mistake, this is not an easy assignment. The fact of the matter is, we're going to do something.
There's too much damage, too much harm, too much carnage to let this continue. This hearing, I think, will go down in history as the beginning of the end of an unaccountable social media.
Asked about Tammy's daughter's death, Meta and Snap both tell us that they are working to do more and already have dozens of safety tools available for teens on their platforms. But really the big question is if anything concrete will result from this hearing today. At least 5 pieces of legislation from the Judiciary Committee are sitting and waiting to hit the Senate floor. Gayle?
Well, you raise a very good point. Will there be any changes? Because there haven't been any changes at all since late 1999, I heard this morning on the news. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you very much, Jolene.